The Foreign Minister has meantime reiterated calls for Australians in Lebanon to leave as soon as possible. Live to our political reporter Cameron Redden. This warning has been put out for months, but many people are still yet to leave. Cam, do we know how many Australians are still there?
Numbers in the thousands, Laura. You've seen a moment ago some of the images of how difficult people are finding it to get out of Lebanon at the moment. And the concern from the government is that there are so many Australians still there that they simply will not be able to help every individual get out. The Foreign Minister says she's alarmed by the rapid rate at which violence has escalated in Lebanon over recent days and hours, and also the threat that this could now spark a broader regional conflict. Speaking a short time ago in New York, where she's there for meetings at the United Nations, Penny Wong says she's continuing to engage both with Israel but also with a number of other nations in the Middle East to try and prevent the cascading of violence spreading throughout the region.
We are deeply concerned, we're alarmed by the escalation and the loss of civilian life, both in Lebanon and also the attacks into Israel. We have engaged with countries in the region, not just Israel, but other countries in the region. We have consistently put the view that escalation is in no one's interests.
She is in New York. That is absolutely number one for her there. She was asked about the de-escalation or the need to de-escalate between Israel and Lebanon, reiterating calls, again, that she's been making for months when it comes to Hamas, Israel and Hezbollah. But she was also talking about greater protections for aid workers. Is this being led by Australia?
Very much so, Laura. It's a push that's really come about following the death of Zomi Frankham earlier this year. She was one of seven, workers at the World Central Kitchen who were killed in an Israeli airstrike, one of 300 aid workers to have been killed in Gaza since the conflict began on October 7 last year. Penny Wong has been leading a number of meetings throughout the course of the morning with humanitarian leaders, with the foreign ministers of other countries you can see there, including Jordan, Japan, Indonesia, representatives from the United Kingdom as well, who all fronted that press conference a short time ago. They're working towards a declaration for the protection of humanitarian workers that would be adopted by the United Nations and ideally enforced in conflict zones. Now, that is, of course, the difficulty. We've been speaking to a number of those aid organisations today who remain concerned that even if protections are put in place and even if there is political will, it's ensuring that that is followed through and that those aid workers are kept safe, even in the most dangerous of situations.
This idea of neutrality, that even in the worst time of an armed conflict, there is still a space for humanity. I think that issue is under question across the world globally. So we really need to put a lot of effort into making sure that people say that in war zones, people should be protected, and particularly those who are going in to assist.
That declaration will be worked on over coming months, Laura. The hope is to have something in place perhaps by the end of the year.
Cam, thank you.